percentage of women regularly have sex when they don't really want to? The answer is 11%.
Now, let's see what you make of this. Does every good boy deserve sexual favours from his girl? Or is this idea of a woman rewarding their man a nasty hangover, maybe, I don't know, from Victorian times? That's what we were talking about earlier, Jo and I. This very question has been tormenting the hormone-crazed Harridans on Mumsnet. Only joking, girls. Kind of. For 10 years, this woman has been with a guy who is both loving and loyal. Hell, he didn't even complain when she stopped playing hide the sausage for 2 long years after giving birth. What a guy. Then the other day, he asked her to join him in fulfilling his sexual fantasy. Her initial reaction to this proposition was, no way, Jose. Sex should be mutual and pleasurable to both, she reasoned. Then she started thinking, maybe I should do it for him because he deserves it. Oh, there's a fancy for you. If only we knew what he was into, eh? Rubber, bondage, a good thrashing. I'll be honest, I'm not a bundle on pain myself. Some of the other posters, though, were appalled by her thinking. The fact that he didn't whinge when she wasn't playing hide the sausage with him for 2 years is no grounds for doing something you don't want to do, they ranted. Others, though, suggested she give it a go. As I've been saying earlier, how do you know you don't like something until you try it? Now, I guess I'm with the latter group, but I also do share the sentiments of the others who say his perfect behaviour is no reason for her to do anything she doesn't want to. Anne.
Oh, thank you. I find it, I mean, it all boils down to what is it, I suppose.
I guess, and that's what we don't know.
But what I do find amazing when you go into...
Or does it, actually?
Well, I
because
think so.
When I say I don't like pain, I have never been thrashed, beaten or tortured...
You should have been.
by anybody...
Not sexually.
By anybody,
No,
not sexually.
just punished.
But I guess there is an argument to say that until you've tried it, you don't really know. So maybe it doesn't matter
I don't think you have to try everything to know. I really don't. I think, you know... Watch it. What I do find amazing is that when they did a poll on this in America, they came like 84% of women admit that they let their man have sex when they don't particularly want to, just so he'll do the household chores.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's what they... And the fantasies, apparently, the most common fantasy is still, apparently, it always has been sex in a public place. So if your partner wants you to have sex in a public place, should you agree to that?
OK.
Or a threesome, apparently, is the man's biggest fantasy. Now, I don't know. I would say to her, no, that at no price. So, I mean, no, it boils down to...
But surely within a loving relationship, 10 years they've been together, what is the harm in her going along with his idea, or at least being open to the idea? She can always stop, can't she? I guess...
as long as... Yes, I see what you're getting at. You're persuading me here, but no. I think, I do think that, well, it's down to her and what she can even conceive of doing. But if it's something that, all right, I'll give it a go, as long as I can say no at any point, then I suppose, yeah. I mean, a marriage is worth working at. And if this is part of worth working at it, then...
I mean, that's for the people at home to tell us. Is doing stuff like this part of
working towards your marriage?
Maybe after 10 years, their physical relationship has become moribund, and he has decided that he wants to inject a fantasy into it to perhaps reignite a passion between them. It may be something like that that's going on.
After 2 years off, I would have thought he'd just been happy to do anything, really.
Must have a right arm like Popeye.
Do you think... I mean, if you were in this situation, would you push it? Would you try and persuade her?
He does still want her, you see.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Absolutely. My reading of it was that this fantasy thing is just... It's a tiny element. It is not the be-all and end-all. It's just something that he's brought up. Yeah. And initial reaction was, I don't want to do it. Subsequently thought, oh, but he's so lovely and wonderful, maybe I should do something for him. And I'm just wondering whether it would be something that if you were in his shoes, you would try to talk around, or would you just throw it out there and see what happens?
If you really love and respect your wife, and she clearly has misgivings about something, I mean, for it to be truly enjoyable, surely there has to be a mutual energy and passion for it. And if at any point you feel like you're forcing someone into something they don't want to do, then where's the passion in that? Where's the love in that?
But yeah, OK. And Jo, we've been talking about this beforehand, and you brought up this concept of that it is wrong for a woman to feel she has to reward a man. So
yeah, and also, you know, I think there's There's worse reasons to have sex than that you want them to do the housework. You know, I've had sex because I didn't want to get a night bus home. You know, it's like, in those cases, I think everybody trades on sex to a degree. I don't think that it's so terrible for her to think. What I think is terrible is the way she's done it. She's done it in a very school-mommy way of going, well, I might reward him because he's been good, although I may not like it. I've been married a long time. Of course you have sex sometimes when you don't want to, but as soon as you get into it, then you get into it, don't you? You know, loads of people...
reading the book, you mean?
Yeah, you kind of go, oh, this seems to be working. But you can't have sex with someone in that way of going, well, I don't want to, but all right then. You know, that's no way to be loving with somebody. You have to kind of at least act it for a bit till you then get into
Would
the
you
mood.
have a reason to say, well, I might not feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it because he's so wonderful?
Yes. Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. What's wrong with doing something nice for the person you love?
And then the idea of stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you've never done before because he would quite like it.
Well, it was funny that because I was thinking, well, we don't know what the fantasy is, so I was thinking, right, if it's anything toilety, then I'm with her, don't go there. Right. And I was going, well, pretty much anything else, okay. You know, if he wants to be tickled with a duster, you know, why not? If it makes him happy. But it was then when I saw, oh, it's the threesome thing. Of course it is. You had the picture of the threesome, and then that is a different thing because then...
What if it's 2 guys and a girl?
Well, it never is. Let's
No,
be honest. It never is. They never open the door and go, and here's Jeff. And then you go, oh, OK, Jeff.
Here's Steve, who I work with.
Yeah.
Steve, come in the bedroom.
Oh, that's fantastic, because it's such a misnomer of threesome, because we actually know, really, it's totally different.
I guess it's 2 women, 1 man. Yeah.
Rewarding. Do you guys think of it as rewarding? Should you reward the perfect man in your life by doing stuff you don't fancy doing particularly? Kirsty, what are people saying?
First, we have Sue on line 1.